Previously on the World Enduro Super Series. Night falls on the Toyota Porto Extreme XL Lagares Enduro Cross, and Johnny Walker takes the top spot at the first race of the season. At the Porto Prologue, Walker takes a dive, while Alfredo Gomez speeds through the city with the fastest time. The Day 3 hard enduro didn't disappoint. Manuel Lettenbichler was in the lead for much of the race until Mario Roman blew past Sherco teammate Wade Young and the German KTM rider to take the Round 1 title. Round 2 takes us to France for the first classic enduro of the season, Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV. Welcome to Round 2 of WESS. Once a year, the Gothic Cathedral in Mende, France, is surrounded by 600 pro and amateur enduro riders. This is Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV, the Church of Classic Enduro. For 33 years, this race has been dominated by French riders like Antoine Maillot, Théo Espinasse, and Christophe Namboutin. Only 2 non-French riders have ever placed on the podium here. The UK's Jamie McKenny was second in 2017, and last year, Spain's Josep Garcia was third. Could this be the year a new flag is waved in France at Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV? Rain falls on legions of riders and fans on the first day of the race. The first 266-kilometer course consists of 5 special tests, where times count towards the overall standings on the last day. These are connected by long, scenic rides known as liaisons. The athletes hit the first special test. KTM's Josep Garcia has a strong start. He was expected to do well and gets the 4th fastest time. This race is in the French riders' blood, though, and you can see it in their speed. Like 2017 Le Trèfle winner Jeremy Tarou. Learning the terrain after riding here for the first time last year, Nathan Watson rolls through. A mere 0.2 seconds behind Yamaha's Jamie McKenny.
Yeah, first test went well. Nathan and Jamie McKenny are faster than me, but we are there just 2 seconds behind. So yeah, keep pushing for all the day.
Heavier rains hit the course as pros and amateurs queue up in the wet and cold. In Special Test 2, Garcia finds his rhythm and takes things up a notch. He's 3 seconds faster than Julien Gauthier. Tarou comes in third, Watson falls a bit in the ranks. Until special test number 3. Watson comes in number 2, 4 seconds behind Garcia. Julien Gauthier, Jamie McCanney, and Theo Espinas all are fighting to catch up at a race usually dominated by the French riders.
We are in the second round of WESS here in France, Trèfle Lozérien.
C'est une belle course et c'est quand même une des plus grosses classiques en France.
It's a classic enduro format. We race over 3 days, 5 special tests a day.
And then you have a liaison in between, so roughly we'll probably do about 15-20 minutes of special tests, but then we'll probably ride for around 8 or 9 hours through the day.
Here the tests are not so long. I think it's 3 and 5 minutes all the tests, so if you crash you lose a lot of seconds. And to come back is difficult because you don't have a lot of time.
You have one shot at doing a good time. And if you crash 2 or 3 times in 3 days, you're more than likely not going to win.
Donc sur 3 jours, une course qui retrace nos trois paysages, c'est-à-dire les gorges du Tarn, l'Aubrac, la Margeride, où on retrouve vraiment 3 paysages différents.
You have a check time, but easy. So you stop, you watch the landscape in a good place. It's so good.
So last year was my first time here, and to be honest, I did worse than I expected. I expected coming from Classic Enduros that I'd come here and be battling for the podium, and the French guys are really special on these grass tests, so you need to make every test count and make no mistakes.
Yeah, you have tests of everything. Some tests are more tight, more slow, some tests are full gas also. It's classic enduro, so I feel good here.
Yeah, difficulty is always there. Stay on 2 wheels, don't crash, go fast.
If I was to rate this on speed, I would say it's a 10, just because, you've got a 5-minute special test to go as fast as you can.
Endurance, I think, 3 days that are long, but the tests are 4 or 5 minutes, they're easy. I think fitness here is not really a big issue.
It's not like this race, it's not technical. It's actually very technical, because, to go fast on them grass tracks, you need special skill for it, special techniques.
Conditions, it's difficult to rate, but it makes a massive difference on the weather. If it's dry, the grass tests are so grippy, but then if it rains, like a little bit of water, it's just so slippy.
Forecast some rain, so it's going to be interesting to see how I get on in the wet, but 3-day classic enduro, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
Weather has definitely been a factor at day 1 of Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV. Garcia launches into the 5th and final test. Watson or McCanney could still catch him if he falls in this slick grass. Last year, Garcia proved he was a contender. Now he's gunning for the title. Going full gas, he's able to hold on to his lead and take the first day at Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV. Nathan Watson finishes only a 1/10 of a second ahead of 3rd place Jamie McCanney. This is the first time in Le Trèfle's 33-year history a French rider has not finished in the top 3 on any race day.
Yeah, last test went well for me. I did some mistakes out there, but not really big. So really happy about today, take the 1st place and looking forward tomorrow.
I fight for the 2nd place for the day, but the last test was not very good for me. For the day 2, yeah, I will want to finish on the podium, and for the weekend the same. It's my goal now, because for the win, if Garcia ride like today, it's not possible.
The day 1 mayhem is done, but it's just another day in the life for riders enduring this punishing WESS schedule. Only 4 days after riding hard in Portugal, we land in France for round 2 of WESS.
This month's been really hectic, obviously three races and they're all completely different races. From Porto last week we did 1,000 kilometres to here in France, and then we've got one weekend off next weekend and then straight to Erzberg in Austria, which is another 1,000 kilometres from here.
Traveling is always tough on you, you know, you don't get to eat what you normally eat, you don't get to eat at the right time.
You're already tired from the race and then jump into the car. It's pretty intense for the body and makes you actually tired in overall. I would say I'm really good in sleeping. I can sleep wherever I want. That's really good. And if not, I'm watching movies because I like to watch movies.
Having Roxy here with me has been is a really good help.
Okie dokie. There's a load of washing to do too. Is there anything you don't want washed?
No, you might as well do it all.
I am just cleaning out all the Ushui packs, all the hydration packs, because we came straight from Portugal. It's a bit crazy because we get to see all these nice places, but we don't get to spend too much time enjoying the places. And it's packing, unpacking, living out a suitcase.
The time has come.
Me and Lee, we go to the laundrette, we wash all the kit for the riders, jet wash the boots out, bring all the boots here, line them up outside in the sun to get them dry.
We shop here before everyone else, then we have to go and sign up.
I won't seek help.
The mechanics are prepping the bike, you have to choose what you want to run.
It's not only exhausting on your body, it's mentally exhausting because you can't forget that you have to remember to pack everything for rebuilding the bikes 3 times. Set up again, rebuild the bikes, make the race, prep everything again, to be back on the road again. So it's non-stop, this May madness.
So you walk, you eat, you go back, get it done, boom, 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 race day.
Better watch out.
There's a quiet calm in this soggy French forest, but it won't last long. Enduro riders are moving into position for day 2 of Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV. Rain pelts the new 218-kilometer course as Josep Garcia continues his reign at Special Test 1. Tearing up the track, he once again comes in first. As promised at the end of day 1, Jeremy Tarou has upped his game, coming in only 0.3 of a second behind Garcia. The French talent Jérémy Miroir, Julien Gauthier, and Théo Espinasse are battling to take back their race. They continue their push in the second test. Julien Gauthier gets the fastest time. But Garcia and Watson won't go down without a fight. Garcia finishes just 1/10 of a second behind him. Watson rounds out the top 3.
It's going to be tough to catch him up, but you know, anything can happen. Any slight mistakes and you can gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time. So you just need to stay focused and keep pushing and try and get some seconds back on him.
As riders travel through the liaisons, the questions linger. Will Julien Gauthier be able to continue his momentum? Full gas and go fast is a favorite saying of Garcia, but that's just what he does in Test 4. Once again, taking the top time of 4 minutes 25 seconds, but Julien Gauthier is only 0.2 of a second behind him, and Tarou nearly as close in third. With time so tight, the winner might only take this by the skin of his teeth. Tension mounts at Special Test 5. Right now, Julien Gauthier and Jérémy Tarou are performing well. But the pressure might be getting to them. They ride hard, but only to get the 5th and 6th fastest times. Watson holds tight in 4th. Jamie McCanny has climbed back into 2nd position. Garcia seems unstoppable. Until he crashes at the end of the test. It doesn't matter, he's once again in first place. And takes the best time of the day, followed by Julien Gauthier and Jeremy Tarou.
The line was wet, but I say push really hard, stay in the line, trying to go sometimes in the grass to get traction, and it works.
The stage is set for day 3 at Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV. Heavy rain persists in Mont de France as riders prepare for the 3rd and final day of racing.
Again, it's the weather's not on our side. It's raining. It's supposed to rain all day, and a bit doom and gloom. But you know, like try and have some good times.
First riders go in, so now it's no grass in. So trying to find the traction and keep pushing all the tests like all days.
Today, the starting order is reversed. The less experienced riders take off first. They chew up the new 267-kilometer-long circuit. Back at the starting line, the big-name riders prepare to attack the battered and weathered course. The pros are a go. After 2 days of racing, Garcia is first overall, but one slip on this track could mean the end of his lead in the race, where positions are often separated by tenths or even hundredths of a second. He makes a near flawless run at the first test, but finishes just shy of Jamie McCanney. Now the only local hero with a shot at the podium is Julien Gauthier. He has a solid run, but he's being challenged by Nathan Watson. In Special Test 2, Garcia and McCanney swap spots. Watson continues his charge. Gauthier falls in the ranks. By Test 3, it's becoming obvious that Garcia is a runaway train. Unless he crashes, he's going to be impossible to catch. McCanney seems secure in second overall. The battle for third is on. With every special test, Watson is taking time from Gauthier. Yamaha's Julien Gauthier is now France's only hope to take the podium. One slip up from either could cost them third place. One major wipeout could cost them much more.
Injuries are definitely come as part of the job title and part of the occupation.
We are always pushing the limit, so it's normal.
For a championship, it's really important to obviously stay injury-free. Nobody wants to get injured. Yeah, we all know the risks of racing motocross bikes.
Pretty much right after the season finished last year, had a pretty small, mellow crash, really, by my standards. Ended up breaking my leg, doing a bit of damage in my knee, and also some nerve damage, which has resulted in my foot not moving. You know, it's pretty scary when you're sort of just looking at your foot, expecting it to be moving, and it's sort of not doing anything at all.
When you take an injury and you take surgery in the knee, to get the confidence to go fast and put it, it's difficult.
We've heard this week that one of the top lads, Johnny Aubert from France, he was just testing the bike yesterday, I think it was, and ended up falling off and breaking his collarbone. So,
and after a few laps, I make a mistake in the corner, and I crash and I go over the handlebar. So yeah, I can ride this weekend.
Just making sure his new gear lever's tight on this bit. Obviously we've had to modify the gear lever a little bit just to make it a little bit longer. With his leg at the moment, obviously coming back from injury, his foot's not working the same as what it was.
And with the nerve injury, it's by far sort of one of the slowest healing parts of the body. It's not perfect, but I can ride. It's helped also, you know, I'm not sort of just sitting around thinking about it all day.
Yeah, in Portugal, you know, I have one of them situations. I was trying to overtake a lap rider. You know, he didn't want to move to the side, and he just gassed it, and you know, threw a rock in my face. You know, so bleeding really bad. And at some point, I thought he got my eye. You know, so I was like, all went numb, and didn't like it. So luckily, nothing serious happened. The worst is you have a big one like Johnny had. You know.
Yeah, mentally it's difficult to cope with because you're used to riding nearly every day, and then all of a sudden it goes to, you know, just doing rehab every day, and it's difficult to get back to the standard where you left off because everyone else has been riding non-stop and you're there, you know, 1 foot behind.
The boots are usually flexible using the hinge system, but the way that it is with Billy, well, he hasn't got any power to lift up the toe to change gear. We've put rubber dampers inside the hinges so to restrict the movement of the boot to make it much stiffer, so that he's then got the ability to be able to change gear without the boot dropping down.
Everyone sort of has their turn at some point in time. Obviously, some worse than others, but I think yeah, they catch up to everyone eventually.
Coming into the final test, it looks like history is about to be made.
I have to stay focused during all the tests because here if you miss something you go down. When you arrive to the finish line after it's done, but if you don't arrive it's not done. So.
Josep Garcia has been moving with lightning quick precision all race. He's got a 30-second lead. In Special Test 5, he makes his final charge. Does it! KTM's Spanish speedster Josep Garcia is the first ever non-French winner of Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV.
Yeah, incredible. First win of the season, second race of the WESS, leading the WESS. So really nice to be here, win a classic race here in France. I think I'm the first in 33 years, no French rider to win the race, so incredible. I'm dreaming now, yeah.
UK rider Jamie McCanny has also wowed the crowd, taking second place on the podium.
You know, to come here and race some of the best riders in the world and finish second, you know, I can't believe it. I'm so happy.
Now, everything comes down to this. Both riders know what's on the line.
It's crazy. Obviously, after 14 tests, I'm like half a second behind third place, so need to give it everything in this last test, try and beat him and try and put it on the podium.
J'ai fait quelques petites erreurs dans la 2, donc qui me coûtent un peu de temps. Donc là, la dernière, maintenant, faut essayer de se faire plaisir et rester sur ses roues, je pense.
Watson takes off first. He has a near-perfect run, then anxiously awaits for the competition. Any slip could cost the French rider third place. Gauthier giving it everything he's got. But it's not meant to be. Nathan Watson finishes 1.4 seconds faster than the local hero.
I've put it all out on the line, but yeah, I've had a good weekend. Out of the 15 special tests, I haven't crashed once, so I've had a smooth weekend. Yeah, really happy to get it done and get on the podium.
What an unbelievable race. These amazing athletes have ridden their way into the history books. Here is your Le Trèfle Lozérien AMV podium. KTM's Josep Garcia in first, Yamaha's Jamie McCanny in second, and Nathan Watson in third. And this is your overall WESS ranking after round 2. Coming up, the riders try to conquer the mighty Iron Giant in Austria at the legendary Erzberg Rodeo Red Bull Hare Scramble for round 3. Hope you enjoyed the show, everyone. I'm Troy Mannering, reminding you to keep the rubber side down.